like with the men, what do you think is the holdup with a lot of men still in this year, literally not being able to show affection, not being able to embrace, like you mentioned, their woman, their mate, their partners, not being able to really even accept that type of touch, even from their brothers. Let's just keep it real, even from
Right.
other men or kings that are not in a sexual way. Like, talk to us about like how can the men be helped in this regard?
I think first men need to just put the guard down. You know, allow yourself to be yourself. Accept yourself for who you are and how you are. If you like being hugged or touched, that doesn't make, you know, a lot of it also is from society's conditioning of um no homo type of deal. Like you don't always have to say no homo after something. Like it it doesn't make you quote unquote gay, homosexual, because you acknowledge your human nature that needs touch. It needs physical touch, like a baby. I remember my first male client, he said that. He said, I felt like a baby. And he literally fell asleep. He didn't cry, but he fell asleep kind of fast. But he said it was because he just felt so comfortable and he felt swaddled. Like those were his words. I felt like you swaddled me like a baby. Like it was amazing. And I just instantly knocked out. And I'm like, the relaxation was there. And he goes, you know, because he's an IT guy working a lot of hours and just really stressed out, trying to, he was a single dad and also trying to relocate and sell his house. He was just doing a whole lot at once and working two IT contracts, like just a lot happening. No one is giving him affection just to give it to him. And I had another guy, he said he's very, very alpha. And his issue was when he would try to seek some type of therapy in that way, just to receive the energy, he said he always ends up being the one giving it still, no matter what. And you know, that could also be like, because he does self-describe as an alpha, but that could be a control thing for him too. But I'm not going to go into all that, but I'm just going by the feedback I'm hearing from people, and also why they're requesting the therapy. I know that a lot of you have seen the therapist. I use that term therapist loosely. I would just say practitioners, quote unquote, touch therapy, but it's really sexual. It seems very inappropriate. And sometimes when you look, I watch these videos on Instagram, I feel uncomfortable. And I am a grown woman. You know, I'm 45 years old, but I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I'm cringing because this is not what it's about, and this is not what I want people to think. I'm a part of that movement, and I'm not judging in that way, but I don't want to be associated with that type of touch therapy. Like this isn't ending with a physical type of quote unquote happy ending. Like this happy ending is going to be spiritual, this happy ending is going to be mental. Um and to piggyback off of that, why do I think the men are that way? Literally, it's just our programming, it's societal conditioning. And in this day and age, it's even worse. Like my town, Philadelphia, the youth are really out of control. Like the youth killings, they're shooting each other, but they're not even coming close to each other. They're doing stuff all the way down the block, and that shows to me just a bit of fear and cowardice. And also these kids wasn't loved. They wasn't loved. They need love. So a big part of my mission is actually to reach out to younger people. I just need to figure out how to do it in such a way where it could not be misconstrued as anything other than what it is. And so that is something that I'm researching. I want to get with some um groups or organizations who work with at-risk youth, and we can introduce the touch therapy, the hugging, kind of similar how they did the program I mentioned earlier with the prisoners, the grown men. But I want to get to these younger men and women before they end up in a adult facility, like where they still have a chance while they're just at risk at this point. I want to reach them with this therapy because it cuts down the aggression so much. Like it's a significant reduction in aggression, overall aggression. It helps you be more patient because when somebody is giving you love and you know they don't expect anything in return, it helps you to grow and be able to give love too. So you know how they always say hurt people hurt people? Well, healed people help heal people. And it's all through example. Like that's how we learn, through example. And if I could just reach out to people, because sometimes I have men try to they test me. They try to see what what type of therapist I am. I'm putting that mildly. And I just quickly, gracefully and respectfully check them and put them in their place. You know, but outside of some lower vibrational people, this has been a very, very positive and um enlightening situation, and for me too. Like I think in the beginning you asked me how's it affected me. For me, I've just been more accepting of myself. I don't really get on myself when I feel like I violated my own boundaries I've set for myself, in the sense of, like, say I told myself I want to work out every day, and if I skip a day, I'm not berating myself. I'm not, I'm still loving myself. Because through this therapy, you also learn no one can put thoughts in your head except you. Only you. So you are the decider in how you're going to be, the person you're going to be. But you're also your own judge and jury. So all these things happen inside. And I know it seems like a whole lot. And you're like, oh, they're getting all this from a session. But yeah, yeah. It's called enlightening. It's called having an aha moment. And sometimes you just need that one aha moment that changed the trajectory of the rest of your life. And I hope that I could be a catalyst for that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, nah, you dropping a ton of jewels right there, Queen, especially when it comes to the energy transfer, which I know I was gonna have us dive in with those jewels, because a lot of kings, a lot of people just in general, even the queens and the kings, they think that you could only transfer the most powerful energy through sexual acts or through any type of sexual behavior. And just like you mentioned, some of the men, they may be trying to get a little frisky when they're going to masseuses or even therapists. We have heard on the news, of course, the happy ending massage parlors that are based from overseas in Thailand and Vietnam and other places, that men just go to the therapist, not therapist, the massage parlors over there to get sexual, versus to actually go there to get released through the
Mhm.
massages. So, like, even for those people who may not know, before we get ready to